Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we will see how much carrot juice we can obtain from 1 kilo carrots. I will calculate the yield of carrot juice from 1 kilo carrots. If you are not juicing yourself today, maybe this video can inspire you to start juicing and become even healthier. So from 1 kilo carrots, how much percent juice can we obtain? For this little experiment, I will be using my juicer Tribest Slowstar SW-2000. Tribest Slowstar SW-2000 is a vertical masticating slow juicer. It is actually one of the more advanced juicers for private users. Not surprisingly, the price is in the upper class. Since this juicer is pricey, we would expect the yield to be relatively high. This is the juicer that I am using on a daily basis. You can find this juicer through the link in the description below, so you can read more about it. If you would like, I can make a review of this juicer, but it has to be in another video. So now I will explain how I did the experiment. In fact, I have a degree in analytical chemistry. Maybe this adds something to my credibility, but this experiment is otherwise quite straightforward. I started with about 1000 grams of carrots. I chopped the carrots lengthwise in half so the juicer would not jam and let them run through the juicer. In this case, when the carrots were so small, maybe I didn't need to chop them, but I just wanted to be sure, and besides, smaller pieces are easier to feed. It took about 4 minutes to run through the carrots until no longer any juice or pulp would come out. While we let the juicer run, I would like to point out two things. Firstly, the yield obtained by this juicer or by any juicer can actually be improved by doing a special thing. I will show you in my next video what you can do to improve your yield with at least 20%. So you will be able to save on food and money. And this does not involve throwing the pulp back to the juicer and run a second time. Actually, I don't know if there is any manufacturer of juicers that thinks that it is a good idea. But if you know of any, please comment below. Secondly, all juicers are not equal. This means that one juice obtained from one particular juicer will contain a different amount of pulp or fibers in the juice than a different juicer would produce. So this has to be taken into consideration, especially when calculating yields between different models of juicers. But for everyday practical reasons, if one prefers juices that are clear of fibers, one can easily take away the fibers from the juice simply by straining the juice. And if someone really doesn't like to have any fibers in the juice, these too can be obtained by filtering the juice through a straining bag. On the other hand, if someone would like to have more fibers in the juice than the juicer normally gives, then this can be simply solved by taking some of the pulp and throw it back into the juice and resuspend it. So here comes the results that you have been waiting for. This was actually the 13th time I did this experiment. I obtained 452 grams of juice, which gives a yield of 45.2%. The volume is about 425 milliliters. As you can see, I did this experiment 13 times. And if you also are a natural science guy, you know I would repeat the experiment to see the reproducibility, which showed to be quite consistent. So, as you can see, on average I used 983 grams of carrots, and that gave me 484 grams of juice, but also 386 grams of pulp and 114 grams of pulp was left in the juicer. The average yield is calculated to be 49.2%, so you can say that half of the carrots ended up in the juice. The highest obtained yield was 52.9% and the lowest 45.2%. The sample that produced the lowest yield of 45.2% was the one in the video. My theory to why I obtained less juice than normal is that this time I happened to use smaller carrots, and I think that smaller carrots dry up quicker. So maybe you should go for carrots that crack if you were trying to bend them. This spread in yield between samples could be due to carrot quality and have not so much to do with the juicer itself or its extraction method. I don't know what other juicers would have for yield, but if you know, you can comment below. As I said earlier, this yield of almost 50% can be shifted up to 60%, which is a 20% increase. Look out for my next video if you want to know how. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and comment below. Peace and love to you. For those that are interested, here comes an uncut version of my carrot juicing. Bye.